Hello there and welcome. Don't call it a replay, everybody. This is Game 2, but Dev M has taken the opportunity of it in Love Nest's coin toss and faction choice, and he's thrown a spanner in the works. Being forced to replay Game 2 after the referees voted. You can read all about it in the description to the YouTube video /Twitch !replay. Dev M has decided to go United States Forces. Who's he up against in the north, Ed?
In the north, he will be representing us. It is Loveness, aka Sexness, aka the best man to wield an MG42 this side of the millennium. And yeah, right here on Mill Road, action replay of the weekend. Will it be the same result? We'll see, Matt.
Let's see if Love Nest doesn't have the bug where he picks up support weapons this time. Let's hope he can pick them up. And he's certainly got one in his hands. It's an MG42. And Ed nailed it once again because Love Nest is the supreme leader of MG42 Micro. There ain't anybody ever been... anybody quite as good as Stefan. Did that make sense? I'm pretty sure my treble negatives balanced each other out over the course of time there. But we've got somebody that made USF the powerhouse it is today. Back in 2015, when the faction was a year into its infancy, it wasn't very much played. You used to have players like Von Ivan saying, "Believe!" and in USF. And then DevM actually won a whole freaking tournament with the guys. First guy to do so. So the originator of the USF winning tournaments, and we've got the best MG42 hands in the West. Love Nest.
And the most MG42 bullet-loving rifleman straight up the pump in the middle. Sent back, already suppressed, but not a hard retreat from Devon, so still in the vicinity, pushing into some grenadiers, man.
He is indeed pushing into them. We've got the Pioneers point guarding for them now.
The new Grenadier squad is ready.
Correcting the scores for you now. The scores, of course, are 1-0 to Dev M in this series. Never know which side of the brackets the screen they're gonna end up on, but we do know that Dev M started in the south. He spawned out on the left of our UI, and he's 1-0 against Love Nest in this series. What happened in that first engagement there, Ed? It looked like the Pioneers protected the MG.
You tell me, because I think Loveness has got some glorious RNG on his Grens, and center rifleman squad, as you can see, they're retreating back with one model left. I don't know how the Grens fended them off at close range, but yeah. Sometimes you run in and full Chad mode with your rifleman, it works. Other times you get wrecked. And Devem really lost that first engagement there.
We'll have a little look at the stats once we're sure we're clear of this second engagement. Pioneers look okay. MG's facing north right now. Let's show the fog of war on. And you can see that the MG doesn't know what it's looking at, but it's hoping that it was going to catch the rifleman out of position. Dev M is too wise for that, though. He's been in many of these cat and mouse engagements, and in this case, he's been a very vicious mouse indeed.
Yeah, and it's a very short and stout teapot of a map, so that means that basically the cutoffs are so accessible, and that's what I love on, especially even seeing USF gameplay, all-out aggression from Dev M. I think it's tailor-made for his kind of style, this map.
Certainly looking like Love Nest has been able to protect himself though, so far. Dev M, of course, on Saturday and Sunday of this tournament was absolutely ballistic. He was all over the shop, destroying people. He decimated Asia Mint so hard that he actually quit for the day. Didn't even end up playing Kimbo Mad Slice. So let's just say Dev M had a good day in the office. Love Nest kind of knows a little bit what to expect in this game, but then Dev M threw another spanner in the works in going United States Forces. Look at this rifleman. You saw on the attack map how this flanked all the way around Ed. He's got another one joining at the exact same time, and he's gone for nades. 2 nades are going to come in unison. This is an old-fashioned nade convergence. What a push from Dev M. And he gets the MG in 4 minutes' time. Korean Army, eat your heart out. This is VCO all over again. 3 rifles, nades. We're back in 2013, Ed, all of a sudden. Pioneers looking low. MG42 could be picked up, and it's in Dev M's hands.
Oh, this might be a very short night's work for Dev M. That was a great pickup. Attacking nades, a disgusting nade tech choice, but it's very useful, especially with the flank. Did it perfectly. And
another nade. Grenlow. Just about soft dodges, though. No hard retreat necessitated, but the MG42 is now in Dev M's hands.
All the munitions used up by Dev M there, but to tremendous effect. But if you notice, as soon as the Pioneers had to hard retreat home, Loveness lost all his vision for the MG crew there, and just got amazingly surround and pounded there. Really good work from Devem in the early stages of this game.
Fantastic point there, Ed. He lost his vision scouting tool, and that's why we've got you on board. Excellent game knowledge, of course. Not just a meme cannon. He actually knows what the hell he's on about as a rifle nade comes in. The MG's looking low. Car 98Ks need to finish it off for the MG to go back into Loveness hands. Rear echelons are responding. Will the MG42 escape? RNG needs to save Loveness in this equation. Rear echelons need to wipe one of the 4 Grenadier members now, Ed, and they haven't been able to do so. MG back in German hands.
Nice. I think you even swag a bit, and oh no, he's going straight. He's not gonna teabag it and leave it for his pioneers. Picked it up with Grens. That's a lot of manpower, but locked in the first 5-man Grenadiers section. So, you know, shaky start for Loveness, but he's steadying the ship a bit.
He's like a 5-year-old child you've sent down a bank on his first bicycle. He's just about stabilised and not gone into the main road at this point. 222's come into view with an excellent camouflage. We will just say how sexy it looks on Mill Road. Lieutenant's getting body blocked by Devem's own rifleman there. A bit of fratricide almost.
Yeah, just testing it out. Give him that extra XP by being shot at, you know. All planned. But Stuart, though, danger close to being in production. No ambulance for Devem, but so early, and he's won so many good engagements after that initial pushback from Loveness that he doesn't really need the ambulance yet. And yeah, locks in the King Stuart, man.
If Devem hadn't gotten overconfident there and he'd retreated the MG when it had 3 men and not a full bill of health, he would still be dominating. Let's take this moment to look at the stats, because the KD and the manpower game is king. And you can see that it's roughly equal, and there you go. That just shows you how much this game is on tenterhooks right now. They're walking a tightrope, and it could go either way at any point. And the Stuart is going to be a huge deciding factor in how the next passage of play evolves, as we see the first snare in, and of course the Pioneers on hauling ass to get into position to repair that armoured car as soon as possible.
And
Nice nade.
Loveness having to reinforce some Grensmat, so he won't have the manpower just yet for the pack. The Stuart could hit pretty hard as it enters the field now. Rough times ahead. 7 minutes in, right on the button. Good timing here for Devem.
It's the manpower game for you. Of course, the German units, on average, a little bit more expensive, but that's not quite true, is it? The riflemen are 28, and
yeah, it's close.
It's close. It's 28 to 30.
Of all the allied infantry, you know, it's worth bleeding the USF riflemen.
Yeah,
Out.
just about.
But I think this MG42 is so hard to keep alive in the early game, especially against the nade-tacking Devem coming from all angles. I think that might be on the back of Loveness's mind if he gets a chance again when he plays Oster, because back in the Corona Cup he never even went MG42 in his opener, just went for extra Grens straight away.
Oh, look out for nades, just heard the call. There's a threat, it seems. Meanwhile, Rifleman's very low in the west. He runs away from the G43s, of course. I mean, the Stuart is now up to his first kill, and the Grenadiers are in a compromised position. Rifleman coming into your picture with the Lieutenant in tow, looking for that big juicy fuel cutoff. But guess what, Ed? They're also taking the fuel as we live and breathe.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Loveness hasn't been able to get up to the halfway line to cap a VP or anything in the last 5 minutes, so looking rough field position wise, and this is where Oster really struggle, is just before they can get a medium, but the light vehicle play is so hard against USF, who are in the ascendancy in this game. There's no telemines down. It's going to have to do it the hard way, is Loveness.
He is going to have to walk a very, very close edge that could die at any moment. As we're casting after a full day of work, it's brutally upon me as some of my analogies aren't quite making sense. But what is making sense right now is this 3 rifles grenade push into Lieutenant Stuart for Devem, because he has 2 fuels, and Loveness is just trying to break out of the Kessel with this second built second push in the north, it would seem.
Yep, a couple of 5-man sections up now for Loveness with the Grens, and joined with a 2-2 at Vet 1, so it can do the infantry awareness, the Megalol ability that no one really seems to realise or use. But yeah, Devem, you know where he's going to come. He's just going to come straight at you, and his all-out aggression has definitely paid off for him so far.
That's right, absolute concert cavalcade of power from Devem. He'll just keep coming at you and constant waves of aggression. MG42 has been flanked yet again. Is this nade territory? Look at the retreat algorithm. It's taking him just south of the range there, but instead they go for the Grenadiers, who are sitting on that pineapple.
A lot of damage as well to the squad. It's going to take a while for them to heal up. Pack gun down. A lot of dress. And the cutoff's finally been taken by Decisive. So paying off this nade tech has done huge work for them.
Really has. Of course, he's now without any rifle upgrades. However, he breaks the engine of the 222, leaving it in dire straits. Let's check the Stuart out. We do have a pack. It is south of the base exit. Maybe he might have spotted it on his little journey there. He definitely takes out the armored car. We know that for certain. In the center, we do have a 50 cal, now claiming its second kill against the retreating Grenadiers. Riflemen were hauling ass to try and get a nade off on retreat. Couldn't quite manage to do so.
That's a huge pickup either way against the 222. There's a lot of vision down now for Loveness. Gwen's on the left-hand side. Matt has dared to tread where no Gwen has tread before, and they've gone over the halfway line of the map. Oh, sorry, the Pioneers. But yeah, it's not looking good. He's not going to have much fuel control for long now.
Full health, single squad member of the Riflemen there does retreat. Lieutenants and Riflemen are now out of grenade juice, aka munitions. And the Pioneers make the long road back. Devem's now going to be thinking about that next stage of tech. Will he go for his old haunt of the A half track, or does he have enough fuel dominance that he's actually going to stall for Sherman at this point? Either's very possible. Stormtroops coming out. Look at it. They jump from cover to cover, and they're going to be looking for this repairing Stuart, no doubt.
Very rarely used even in the doctrine due to their manpower cost, but
You can see
I like
it.
the spicy pickup. He's going to try it. This Loveness, and leaving nothing to chance. One model drops from the crew, but you do need to get rid of two of them to be able to stop them from crewing vehicles again.
That could have been a very interesting way to get back into this
Yeah.
game, couldn't it? Could you
Lost
imagine?
many a game where I got really cocky and started repairing on the front line, but Pack gets a good hit off on the Stuart, whilst Rifleman backed up now by 50 cal with another one in the build map. This is going to be tough old work. No GG mortar for Love Nest or no indirect. Yeah, rough stuff.
I'm
against
very
double
surprised
50
to see that Dev M has gone for rack upgrades and bazookas for his rear echelon squad. I suppose that would have been
against
an answer
nothing.
to this. Against
No
nothing.
vehicles. Yeah.
Indeed. Oh, MG's going to be in peril again, but look at Loveness foresight. He's already preparing to change direction. He's double faked it. He's pretended to set up, and then he's gone for the original angle, thus catching Dev M off, but not before the 50 cal could set up. Meanwhile, Riflemen seek refuge behind the VW and take action against the Grenadier. Oh, watch out for the nade. Missed it nearly on camera, but it did catch many Riflemen. We do have the Stuart back in action as Grens are pushed away in the west. Stuart takes a central outlook as the 50 cal has won its suppression battle against the MG42, and the rear echelons push forward.
50 cal so fast to set up and get those first suppressing shots off, and yeah, MG42 beating at its own game there. But I like this from Loveness. Still managed to get out and get a fuel despite.
Just
the
had a
heavy
50
pressure.
cal taken,
Yep.
sorry, by Lovenest. He's
Brilliant
taken
work.
it with the Stormtroopers with the MP40. He's crept up on it, and now he has a stolen machine gun. That's a turnabout in fate.
Yep, 2 MGs now for Axis, so that's going to be great against this triple rifleman with a lieutenant. I think Loveness desperately needs to click that tech up button, get that going, because it does take quite a while. And meanwhile, Dev M will be chunking towards. I don't know if he's got a major yet, Matt. Maybe we can check.
No, he has not. He's teching for it. He's 2/3 of the way, so he's spent the fuel, and he's going to be very close to 90 by the time it comes out. So the Sherman should be on point.
Yeah, we're looking at about 16 minutes Sherman, but the way this game's going, it almost begs the question: should Loveness have even gone for a 2-2? It's cost him 30 fuel. Didn't really get anything.
Big rifle
down.
nade in there against the 50 cal. Going to be able. And the Pack 40's in position again. This time the Stuart was already weakened, so an attack ground shot could finish the job. That does look shot blocking to me though, and we've just had another 50 cal taken out. Grenadiers are going to go for it again. We could have a triple MG set up for Loveness, the man who lost his MG early doors. Grenade does nothing. Then
Yeah,
what?
he should be able to get out of that, but can he retreat? Yep, no bugs here. He's getting the hell out of there.
Oh my
And
gosh.
contrary to the last time, which was a bug game, hence the replay, Loveness can pick up opponents'
Stormtroopers. Oh, they come out of ambush mode. They nearly eviscerate the lieutenant. Now watch this Grenadier. They could rifle nade on retreat here, but they could just go for the G43 wipe.
Small arms is the way. Should be probably following that up, but he doesn't go for it.
A little bit wary of the other rifleman, I think, Ed.
Yeah, yeah. But still, I think full steam ahead, Kimbo Mad Blob that retreat. But what a swing about here. Devem suddenly on the rocks. And Loveness, he has... well, I don't think he's even tacked up yet. He's just gone double pack. He's expecting a quick Sherman. Oof. Lot of support weapons now. Triple MG for Loveness and 3 5-man Grand squads.
He's not even going to bother reinforcing the MGs. His game sense, having been a triple-time major winner and 2 world championships to boot, Loveness knows to go second pack in this situation. And
the ferocity of cutting off Devem and sneaking or decapping a fuel here and there just means he couldn't get the early Sherman out, Matt, which has made all the difference now. So he's set
hey,
with
this
2
is
pack
big.
guns, but it could be losing one here. Yep.
It could indeed. 1 pack out of commission. Grenadiers haunt the Stuarts. Do they get a Faust off? No, they don't. They don't even try it. Meanwhile, the Major's coming into position. He does have the ability to arty, by the way. Grens take the pack. Major gets into position. Is he going to click the ability? Yes, he is. There we go.
Veterancy lost on that pack gun, but at least Loveness is able to recruit. These 5-man Grens can just trade so well with Riflemen. I think they really are the answer to USF at the moment in this patch.
It's either you double up or you half down. You either go for 5-man Grems or you go for Ostrooper. And that is the Wehrmacht meta.
I think this stock's just fun.
Stormtroopers low. Stuarts gunning them down. They've slowed them down. They're still technically...
He popped the
They're
ability
very, very
and
dead. Yeah.
Can get out of dodge, yeah. They take extra damage or extra receive accuracy whilst that's happening. And slow down as well. But here comes the big bad boy. He's going to get his Dozer Blade on. Interesting doctrinal choice from Devem. Gone is the Pershing meta of this patch, and instead a HE Blappen German with an extra HP with that
Rifle
Dozer
made
Blade.
nade on retreat. Perhaps here it comes. He's throwing it. It lands in the heart of the squad and gets 2 big kills. The Stuart is pursuing. 1 down, 1 left. The Stuart gets it with a coaxial machine gun. Now he's looking to circumvent the pack. Meanwhile, he's hit a big rear armor shot. The Sherman, by the way, is taken out after getting Fausted. Was that a Telemine, Ed?
I think it was a Telemine, a pack gun hit, and another Faust to finish it off. So brilliant. I was wondering why the Stuart was left alone to live, but he had bigger fish to fry, did Loveness, and brilliant takedown there. Sherman just on the field. That was almost like an Ed 80 Squirts armor play there. He's lost his main.
He has got 2 big squad wipes in the meantime, however. 1 vetted Gren and, of course, the vetted Stormtroopers. So it's not all for nothing. And he has a decent amount of fuel, but his opponent has a lot more, and 3 machine guns and 2 packs to boot. And it just makes me wonder, Ed, when you're casting this level of players, you almost let them cast themselves. Because I was, same as you, I was like, why isn't he focused on the Stuart? There must be a reason. Oh, because the Sherman has hit a Telemine.
Plan, yeah. I do like this this play though from Loveness. Like, just think how hard that early game was for him. He crucially got his MG42 back, and now is sitting with triple MG. Yes, he's lost a Gren, but he did so well with the Stormtroopers. There's nothing to say he won't go for one of them again, or a slightly buffed P Gren with this doctrine, which does get the smoke grenade. We'll see.
Rosbone in chat with an excellent humorous comment. Devem's plan, tie up Loveness with team weapons and then spam Calliope's.
Ah, yep. Next level thinking. Next level thinking. Just make them all static and yeah, that was a fake unit. You know, like in Command & Conquer, where you used to have like fake buildings for allies.
Yes,
that was a fake Sherman, guys. It wasn't a real
fake
one.
construction yard indeed, as the Vet 3 Stuarts is getting no kills against this MG, but the pack's gotten Veterancy 1. Could weaken. Go for target weak point.
Yeah, now Matt with only 2 Grens for Loveness. His forces are very thinly stretched across this wide old map, deceptively wide. And here comes the Faust though. Couldn't quite get it off. Rangers are safe as well. So yeah, stabilizing now for Devem. It's his turn to get back and steady the ship.
Back and forth, beautiful battle this has been. It's been a joy to watch so far. Let's have a quick, I suppose we could say it's half-time, but we just don't know. We are at half-time in the game, by the way, right now. Let's have a look at the army values. There you go. You can see that DevM has eked ahead, as Ed prophesized. And you've got points held. Loveness is actually leading on that one right now. And then again, on the KD, you can see that Loveness has taken somewhat of a lead.
Yeah, Loveness desperately needs a bit more infantry presence. But he's going to have to tech at some point. He still hasn't. So he even needs to get some buildings up with his pioneers. But they're overworked, Matt. They have to be everywhere.
They do.
Can't
Like
be
a
building
stern
whilst
pioneer,
they're
grenade in. We've got the rear echelons following up, but the Vet 3 lieutenant was harassed by the Vet 3 pioneer. Here comes DevM's extra forces, though, from the west. Got 2 Vet 3 riflemen coming into the picture. Loveness chuckles. He's in danger. He retreats en masse.
It's a good genuine blob I see there from the US. America's coming, Matt, and they come with masses of manpowers, but pinned down by these double machine guns. Mage is going for a minor flank, but I think the 50 cal will easily be able to reset up there.
Yeah, pistols out, boys. The Mage is coming for you, and that's what Deep War does for you. He's got multiple MGs, and don't forget, another Talamine there. Keep an eye on that bad boy. Stuart, by the way, 15 kills and 1 vehicle destroy right now.
Yep, VP dominance going back now for DevM. In terms of the cappage, play from him. Vet 3 Stuart though, Speedy Gonzalez, and can cover the map. 2-2 loss for Loveness really was big, because kind of made the choice redundant and also stalled his future tanks, but I don't even know what he's going for now, Matt. He's just gone so late with this fuel. He could even just get a Boombar first and be like,
He
you know what?
could, but I tell you what, he's going for a Panzer IV, and it's DevM's opportunity to show next level thinking. He's already countering what hasn't been built yet with his Jackson tank destroyer. Nice rifle nade dodge by the Rangers, by the way. Chooses to soft dodge, but there were 2 rifle nades in unison. Of course there was. It's Loveness at the end of the day. Against the well there, he did not dodge the second. Meanwhile, Stuart now climbs to his 17th kill universally and pushes away an MG, but the packs were setting up and DevM sensed it and got out of there.
Really good play. Double rifle nade at the same time. It's got to be frustrating for DevM to have to run around micro orders as well as keep his Stuart alive, because that Vet 3 Stuart's doing work over time. He needs to keep that on the field as much as possible.
Tank destroyer is ready for order.
Showing this the beauty that is this map. Took a while for it to get to where it is. Rookie Rifle's first attempt, but the community helped him along the way and he kept at it, which is very important. Right, good grenade there, forces away the Grenadiers. Meanwhile, the Loveness is showing that he's overstretched because that MG was not in position. Meanwhile, we've also got a Stuart attacking this MG. This could get taken out for certain. Lockpile to the rescue, perhaps. No, he overshoots it, and he can't pursue. He goes for reverse instead. A little bit of a micro error, perhaps, or not.
Don't think it's worth pursuing this much, though. There is still double pack gun and a P4 now threat. Does take a bit of damage. And the Jackson counters here.
Oh, Talamine takes out the Vet 3 Stuart. We do have the Jackson going in for the Panzer IV. It reverses away in terror as the Panzer Faust threatens. Pack 40's come into position. You retreat and I attack, and that's Loveness mantra. He'll lull you into a full sense of security with his retreats.
Did Loveness tailor his skins to the map? They look very good for Mill Road, especially on his Panzer IVs. Very snazzy. But I just thought of another bonus as well. The 5-man Pioneers map, they lay Telemines so fast. You can get in, get out before your opponents realise they've been laid down, and bang, up in flames goes to Stuart. That was a big, huge pickup for Loveness there.
Certainly was. Seen another turnabout in fate as this game seesaws back and forth.
To 200 points.
Mind you, seesaws don't really go back and forth; they go up and down. It's a swing. Thank you. I know that you went quiet there. I get you had your hands out. You going up and down, back and forth.
It's like one of those parents, you know, looking over your homework or whatever. I was just going to wait until you corrected it yourself. I didn't want to give you the answer.
You're a good teacher, thank you, Ed.
AKA, I was totally playing AKA. Not really trying to fix it, but
Panzer IV still to claim its second kill. It's been sitting on one for a while. MG's face north, claiming this standard territory point. Jackson is into position. We hear a grenade warning in the north, and that's a Grenada as the Grenadiers run away.
Yep, and danger low munitions now for DevM, so he won't have any snares to boot if he needed them. But P4 needs to be fixed anyway, so yeah, second P4 locked in now, Matt. This is almost like the Von Ivan level of armor building up for a big throw or a big push. One of the two.
Yeah.
I think the last person we saw a really good GG push with a load of P4s from was, in fact, DevM against Asiaman. But let's see what Loveness can do with his. Assault and hold still hasn't been used, feels Batman. One of the most weird champ abilities for 70 munitions in the game, but can be pretty useful to
and here it is, by the way, the premonition in chat as DevM pulls a page from Jesulan circa 2016 with the Calliope in a big tournament game. In a long time since we've seen one of these bad boys at the elite level. And we are going to name it after one of our benefactors and officers in the offices. If you go on the Patreon, you can see that is a link. This is named after Flyerton99. Flyerton, the Calliope, Ed. What do you feel about this?
Yeah, well, it looks like he's got 99 rockets and a pitch ain't one ready to go. So Flyerton, good luck, son. He can take 3 hits before he gets taken out, so it's pretty donkey.
Obliterating the MG42 Veterancy 2 and Ricky Rifle's guard tower as well. He actually lives in there. You have no humanity, DevM. You brutal man. He goes for the MG, but the Panzer IV's watching on, as is a flamethrower. But the Jackson was in position. He loses this reacquisitioned MG42. Jackson gets a shot in after a snare, but there's a second Panzer IV coming in for the kill. Jackson reverses into position, misses, however. That could have been a vital hit, but he couldn't get it. Pack 40s are back in action.
Yeah, but can't overcommit with these Penguin micro pack guns going together. They need to still stay calm. Likewise, if DevM needs to back off with the Jackson. It's all about no loss sum here for both players. Just need to study the ship and build towards their final build order composition. It's a very risky pop cap to be at around about the 70 mark. You know. It's not enough to lose.
Oh, big bazooka barrage there, and the Panzer IV's reversed into the garrison. It can't get out of there. Second salvo coming. Oh, he gets pinned at the vital moment, but the Jackson got there. Couldn't finish the job, however, it would seem. There has been a grenade in. Another MG goes down, and the Jackson finds a big long-range shot, Ed.
It just misses by a whisper. P4 counting his lucky stars as he drives off home. Rear armor showing all the way. Just one engineer though for Loveness, who may want to back up and get a Ostwind out. He does have the fuel for it. Or Captain Old Stuggo, but I think an Ostwind would really help him here against a lot of infantry from DevM. And now a stolen MG back in the way of the USF forces. Good play there from DevM.
It is a very good play. He managed to use the confusion of his assault to claim a weapon. And it was indeed a 50 cal for the reason, chat. I don't even have to look to know that. Actually, Matt, I think you'll find it wasn't an MG42. But don't worry.
Preempting the trollage.
Oh, nice grenade on retreat. Does he find something? Oh, almost. M1 Garants need to polish it off, but they can't do so. Panzer IV comes south. He's got 6 kills.
Damn good.
Sorry, he's got 7 kills. It was a good grenade, wasn't it?
Yeah, very well thought out. Perfect timing. P4s though, the third one's going to join him, so no Ostwind. It's just all out P4 power play here from Loveness. 33 fuel a minute on his side, and a triple cap to boot. I think he's feeling it, Matt. He's going to go for
one
this.
thing that sets Loveness aside from the Joves. Oh my god, we've got to keep an eye on this. Pack 40's in position, as is the Panzer IV. The Jacksons reacted late, but that's a big miss from the Pack 40 there. Loveness should be cursing that, but he won't be because he's a good co-player. He does not blame RNG. He just knows that luck is inherent to the game. Oh, however, a huge bazooka volley goes in. We do have the Calliope, Flyerton, ready for his second barrage.
I'm almost positive DevM would be ruining not going the Zooks on the Rangers now. I think they would just make mincemeat of these P4s. They can two-shot them.
Lucky to escape there. Very minuscule slither of health. He's put together with Pritt stick and bits of old newspaper.
I thought you were going to give him the Caster's Curse, but he's still got away.
Even I know my weapons profiles. An MP40 at range is like being tickled over the phone. It doesn't really do much. Tell you what, I was trying to say about risk profiles and aggression profiles. Lovenest is not a passive player. He's a balanced player. He will go for all-in pushes when pushed to, and that's what separates him from the Joes or the Talismans of the world. They're very solid defensive players. Lovenest is a neutral standard player, and he will go for a triple Panzer IV push if he needs to. Here's that Calliope. It's on the Pack 40s. However, no, it's not. It's on the bloody MG.
Oh, I think took out Telemine as well or something in the process. But yeah, Flyton doing some work. He's already taken out one MG, forcing off another. Triple P4 though, Matt, with only one engineer. We know that old story. He opted for Grens instead, so he's finally got his third stick of infantry. Has Lovenest again back on the field, which means more map control and a bit more pressure on the VPs. And it's Dev M now, seeing the VPs slip away slowly from him.
Forward, I need to open this window. What did I miss? What did I miss?
Absolutely nothing.
Fantastic! Excellent tactical window open. The dog was barking earlier, and now I can take full advantage of that 30 degrees of British strange June. It was 20 degrees only yesterday. Oh, Panzer IV's in peril. However, one bazooka round misses, but this won't miss. The Jackson gets a huge penetration.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do the Pack 40s though, Ed. It's got to cower behind the trees. It's got to turn about face. Pack 40s feel a threat.
Rounds. Yep. Oh, he doesn't go for the attack rounds. Scared of bazooka wielding echelons and the majors. Interesting, but his P4 was damaged. Lovenest needs to get those other P4s coming in with an arcing flank around when that Jackson gets a bit too ballsy. Just couldn't quite get the surround off there, but two Packers still. I love their little migration. Like they run around together, Matt. This is like
they
it's
do.
nice to see even Lovenest does this because I don't know any other way to play with a Packer.
Oh, of course, it's you get double the danger with Pack 40s together. You're never going to take a tank out with only one because you'll just force an expert player to reverse away. Calliope's been uncovered. Meanwhile, we've got the Rangers in peril as the Panzer IVs track it. Do they elect for an attack round?
Colin, when you've got a Calliope or Flyton around as well, this is risky to run around with your pack stack bunched together.
Grenadier was on the retreat path of the Rangers. They can't shoot a barn door with a telescopic rifle, it would seem.
They're meant to be the best.
Oh! We've just seen a mine detonate thanks to a long-range shot from the Jackson. That's going to leave this Panzer IV stricken. Did they get the 18-8 off? Yes, they did. There it is. Panzer IV down.
Images
and here it comes. Flyton with his third big barrage. He's striking the trees. Is he striking Grenadiers as well? No, he's just doing a little bit of gardening, it would seem.
Bit of manpower bleed, but sitting on your own teller. Quite the old classic. I don't think he was expecting the Jackson. Just that amount of range, but yeah. Problematic now for Lovenest. Losing a P4 for basically free. And the Telemine.
the meta here as well, the overall strategic meta is, Ed, is that if you're building an armada to flank more static tanks like a Jackson and a Calliope, I know they can move fast, but you know what I mean, just stick with me here. If you lose one on your path, it's not just one more tank you have to build, because you've lost all of the time of that third tank, so it's double the effect. Not only do you have to build the next tank, you've lost all of the time of building the third tank. And it's situation critical. It ain't no ordinary tank. It was a tank as part of a larger build order and as part of a larger strategy. And that is a concertina effect that will hurt and impact Lovenest's strategy this game.
Yeah, double P4. I agree completely, Matt. Double P4 is, you know, it's on the tipping scales, but it's not quite, you know, all in GG push material. So his third one was really an enabler there. It's a shame he lost it, but the austere P4 is a bit cheaper than the OKW variant, and he can soon afford another one with the manpower. We'll probably see it reboard.
Well, probably going to wait for a Panther now to be built, knowing the Germans. That's probably the next step now.
Ooh,
yes.
P4 hella low though. Zook and an M36 connect on the eastern flank. Do you get back in time though?
Rifleman on a big flank there. These guys have got a lot of kills. We've also seen a nice Nade off. Just a standard nade. Well dodged by the German. Flyerton is ready for another barrage. Let's see if he's assembling. Yes, he is. He's on the move.
And this one in a far better position where Loveness is pretty much clumped up around his base. A lot of squads have retreated. And still courageous decap of the fuel though on the west. Don't know how long that plan's going to stay there, but here comes Flyerton. A lot of rockets, but not a lot of accuracy at that max range, man.
Talking about not a lot of accuracy on the move. The Panzer IV can't hit this Vet 3 rifleman for anything. There's going to be cover soon as well. He's definitely safe.
Sometimes cover can work against you when ricochets off and gets the AoE splash damage. But lucky boy there, Devem, gets home with his beloved Vet 3 rifle, which he still has 3 Vet 3 rifles. But 35 minutes into the game as USF, that's an achievement in itself, man. Very hard to keep alive usually, especially with double rifle nades and double P4 flying around.
I do not need to remind any of you watching this that although Lovenest and DevM did compete in the 2v2 Cup together, that was very much enemies becoming friends for circumstance. These guys are competitive enemies. They have a deep competitive rivalry. And DevM acted polite when the referees instructed them that they needed to rematch. He acted polite, but I can promise you it burned him. He would have wanted to destroy Loveness in this game, not beat him, destroy him for having the temerity to be okay with a rematch. Not request one, just even be okay with it. And Loveness, again, he would have been incredibly upset with Devon for picking a different faction. He had the option to pick a different faction, but didn't mean he necessarily had to, Ed. So coming into this, it was spiky. There was no spikiness. They didn't even say anything spiky, Ed, but I guarantee you it was spiky. It's just, I've met these guys many times in person. I've watched them compete live and up front, close and personal. And that's why this game has had an edge to it, let's say. You can even see it in the artistic movements of all the units and how kind of perilous it's been at times.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a lot riding on this game.
Exactly. A lot of swag, a lot of honor between these two. And they know each other's playstyles so well. You were talking about player profile earlier. It's almost harder when you're against a player that you know so well and they know how you play. So credit to both of them. But here comes Flyerton again, trying to get those double packs. Double pack did attack round to the mid VP earlier, Matt, and both missed the Sherman. Else he could have had another early baff, just like his predecessor.
Oh. Panzer IV was very low to an encroaching Jackson, by the way, which has now hit not only Veterancy 2, but it's nearly at Veterancy 3. Even a little bit of damage would tip it over the edge into ultimate tank destroyer territory.
I can feel a future tightrope tips and tricks coming on here. So it's basically, anyone new to the game, there's no need to buy a sweeper as USF. Just use your Jackson. Shoot every teller when the tanks drive near them. Done some good old sweeping work, that's for sure.
Look at Loveness Veterancy as well. Both players have a crap ton of it, but the big thing to keep an eye on as well is Millroad has very tight-knit victory points. If you're in control, you can sit on 2 of them for a good amount of time. We're starting to see the effects of that as we see a huge frag bomb from the skies above, but it doesn't actually do that much damage. It was just huge because it was a big bomb.
A lot of medium ones, but they at least back off the MG, the only MG of DevM. Could we see a bit of a push here from Loveness? Eats a nade though, has to retreat.
Another nade as well. He eats this one. He's eating nades for breakfast right now. 3 meals a day.
Yeah, no gammon, just egg bombs or these pineapples. Very, very good for his prostate. Who's good man? But I think he's desperately fixy on his damage.
He just bounced a shot from a Vet 2 Jackson. I'm not even sure if it has...
Get wrecked, USF. Get wrecked. I love it. I love it when a Vet 2 P4 actually bounces something. Like,
they patched that in, though. They patched it in, I remember, 3 patches ago, right? I didn't... they made it have a little bit better penetration of Vet 2, I swear to God.
But also you get the side shots. And
yeah. It's always had it, but I think they made it so a Jackson couldn't penetrate a Vet 2. I swear, somebody help me in chat. I swear that's a thing. Will this Calliope barrage be as bad as all the others we've seen? Do not
again at max range, but it's a lot of area denial. But I just Loveness doesn't seem to give one iota. Just walk straight through a Calliope barrage.
No Major died. The bazooka's there on the floor.
Ah, he's useless anyway. I had him
Was it-
liquidated, the little shit. He was
Okay.
excellent.
As Austin
Evil
Powers
style.
says, yeah.
Yeah.
As a Dr. Evil.
Maybe just a pop cap take up anyway. I didn't really see many artillery cordons due to the nade spam. And those pineapples have been costly, I think, for Devon. They've added up because he's got no BARs on any of his rifles, riflemen's or lieutenant. It's big indirect cost to his build order at the moment. So composition isn't that deadly without the bars. And Loveness is creeping back in, and he's heard your ever wise words, Matt, and he's gone for Panther.
Panthers are excellent capping units, of course. Oh, big Sherman barrage, because the VPs are ticking against Loveness. But one thing they will do is push away that pesky Sherman, keep the Jackson from going toe-to-toe with the Panzer IVs, plural. So Panther's an excellent choice. I was only being initially ironic.
I was surprised not to see a P-Wef or something, but we all know from your interview earlier, but a bit of a spoiler alert, what happens when you build P-Wefers in 1v1 from Curates. But yeah, I think Panther just really must hate this Vet 3 Jackson with a passion. He wants it dead, man.
Big shout out to Sander from the balance team and chat correcting me. It was the Panzer IV with a Jackson that had the nerf, so Panzer IV could go toe-to-toe with it. That's how that works. Meanwhile, we've got the Rangers going in on a long range, it would seem, as the Panther also comes in with its long range cannon and gets a big shot off on the Jackson, leaving it with 60% health. Sherman parts a harmless shot as the Jackson goes toe-to-toe with something that is fearless of its capabilities. Jackson reverses away with no M1AT gun to back it up. He needs the Sherman to go for this rear armor, but it was nowhere to be seen. Here it comes finally. In the meantime, Grenadiers have gone ham on DevM's infantry. He's coming in for a rifle nade, but it's not going to work because the Panther's going to reverse away. Loveness just went berserk, Ed.
Yep, one decrued MG in the mid, but it will not matter. P4 can mop up and get rid of this pesky 50 count from Devem. What a pickup there from Loveness, taking out the Jackson, instantly making the Panther feel worth. And Devem's got to be a bit annoyed as well. His Sherman missed a rear armor shot on the Panther, and it skips away. That's one now.
Sherman's just come in. However, we've got a huge fragmentation bomb from the skies above. Will he get out of there? No, just about. One man of the rifle squad survives.
And awesome little Shakira wiggle of the hips from the Sherman. He got away from that bombing run as well.
For how long, though? Because the Panther's on the hunt, Ed. One shot needed. Gets behind the shed.
Hide fire to the
attack
pines.
grounds. Needs to survive
Pretend you're a
here.
bush.
Needs to survive. Panther's going for one remaining shot needed. He burns up ammunition on fire, and the crew dies a sordid death as Devem looks taken out here by Loveness, it would seem.
Oh, they're called Tommy Cookers for a reason, and the Sherman goes up in flames, but not many support crews. Loveness did lose a Pioneer as well, so he just needs to get back on track in terms of the map, just to make sure he can close this game out. Devem massively on the ropes, but as we always know, he's always got to punch his chance. 260 fuel in the bank. Oh man, is there going to be another twist of this tale, or is that the final blow, do you feel, for Loveness?
I think Loveness has dealt a deadly blow to Devon. The only thing that could possibly rectify the situation if this rear echelons go on some godly Core 98K evading Panzer hunt, but that is not going to happen. There's also an MG42 in position to stop that happening. He does have a Jackson building. He has Flyerton flying rockets into the Grenadiers' faces, but he needs a big overshot on the last salvo to wipe the squad, and it isn't going to happen.
Nearly gets it though. It wasn't far off. Oh, what a game! What a game! Mill Road is red with the blood of all these troops, but definitely red in terms of capped up now by Loveness. And there's one player you do not want to be triple capped against in the closing stages of the game. Is Loveness. He's very cool, calm, as we've said before. I think he surely can't slip up now. No bug M to save him.
I'll tell you what, if this was a bug
3.
splat situation or a bug situation, it'd be a very different scenario, because Loveness is in a decisive and dominant lead right now, and DevM needs something drastic and very creative. He's going for a Jackson. He does have a lot of infantry, don't forget. He does not have the manpower to reinforce them at this point in time. Of course, 28 a pop, and he's going to need something heroic.
Yeah, I just feel against this composition, you kind of can almost tell now in the meta that multiple P4s are going to come, and a ranger wielding 3 bazookas with that extra buff of their passive with holding AT weapons. I just think that they would have made mincemeat of these P4s charging on, especially when snared up. But he went for the Tommy guns instead. It was pretty good work on trying to decrew MGs just as the bombs come flying in. Nice little sidestep there from the 50 cal. But yeah, it's just been amazing tactical reads here from Love Nest and
Yes.
Dovem reeling. There we go.
And just as you said, tactical reads, the MG is shown to be watching over such a vast swathe of the map as Loveness clawed his way back into that after a shaky start and draws this series level 1-1.
Okay. But
It's all right, mate. We're back, coming back live now. As Ed just informs me, the reason that I thought you cast really well there, but you're watching it on my stream. I forgot to invite Ed to a lobby because I was too busy fumbling with the microphone. That's hilarious.
it was actually probably better because it was silent, so I didn't, I had to mute the stream to watch it. Maybe it helps concentrate more. But well done as well, Matt. After a long old day of work, and well done to
Yeah.
these 2 players as well. Midweek, that hump day is Wednesday, but Loveness, did not worry about it one bit. Kept his cool. A lot of people would have surrendered there and then at the early game when he lost his MG 4 minutes in, as you highlighted, Matt. But not Love Nest. It's made of sterner stuff.
Certainly is. And let's have a look at the stats here, as we can see the KDs on your screen right there. There we go. Just get rid of the second monitor. And you can see that Love Nest, of course, had a fantastic late portion of the game, but the army values, you can see the dive from Devem. He was competitive all the way up until that 43-minute mark. Points held just tell the tale of a fantastic battle with a decisive ending. And yeah, I think it is brutal for Devem to find himself in this position, having thought that he, of course, won game 2, only to discover afterward that Love Nest suffered 2 really bad bugs. And now he finds himself again competing in game 2, and unfortunately for him, losing it in an absolute slobber knocker of a game, 45 minutes 15 seconds on Mill Road. And now, Ed, we're going to head to a deciding ace game. I'm going to invite you to the lobby this time. You don't have to watch on Twitch.
Can I come too?
And it is going to be, the deciding ace game is going to be on Crossroads. Wow, it's not a bad map for 2 players of this level of prestige.
From one great map to another. I think saw a lot of good comments on Ricky's masterpiece of Mill Road as well in your YouTube, Matt. So yeah, it's nice to see the good feedback, and hopefully we can see it in 1v1 auto match soon. And back to the old classics with one from Crossroads now. Both players gotta be feeling a bit tense after that. Devem thought he snatched it on the weekend and got away with it, but such is the work of the judiciary and the referees of this tournament. Yeah, we go to game 3, and how would you feel as Devem now if you went and lost to Love Nest?
Knowing Devem, pissed off and ready to go. And I'm not trying to be a Devem fanboy, but I've been watching the guy for years, and it might mean he's going to play really well, Ed, or it might mean it's going to be over in 10 minutes. Either he's just going to go ham, basically, and that will be, as you say, it's a knife-edge mentality. He's, it's somebody's going to die in the first 20 minutes, and it'll either be where am I going with this? It'll either be Devem or Love Nest.
The Michael Owen commentary. To be good at football, you have to use your feet. Right, are you going to invite me this time? And
I may do that. I may just do that.
Or we go with the old tried and tested of a Wednesday night cast where I just watch the stream and go from there.
Shout out to Kimbo Mad Slice in chat, who of course will be facing Seeking this Saturday at a revised time of 1 PM BST. That's 2 PM Central European Summer Time, 3 PM Russian time, and various other times across the world. Yeah, it's going to be an hour earlier. The player's going to have half an hour break more, just to even things out a little bit, because I'm aware that the upper bracket have to play one. Sorry, the upper bracket loser will play one game less. Let's just show you the brackets. I think that's the best thing to do. You can see that obviously the winner of this game faces Nagano on Saturday. I'll be sure to be casting that one. And then the loser of that will be playing an extra best of 3 that the others aren't playing. So we're going to try and space things out to make it as fair as possible and to keep the competition flowing. We are going to cast the deciding ace game, Mind Potter. Of course we are. Pass your mind and
that
find
would
the
be
results.
a cliffhanger and a half. Goodbye, folks. That's all.
Right, guys.
See you
I've
next year.
just found out from the referees they played from the wrong positions on the map. Should
No,
have been north, south, not south, north. We're gonna have to play game 2 again. I'm joking.
The Calliope was bugged. It didn't wipe everything on its first hour.
Fake
Alright,
Calliope, fake news.
I'm ready for an invite now, Matt. If
Thanks for reminding me. I was gonna do it, but I appreciate you reminding me because I do need.
it's like
the
Ricky
remind.
reminded me for the med bunker that he must have built for him by 9 minutes of baby rages Potal. But yeah,
So,
I've been playing CoH a lot more recently, Matt. Don't know why. What's going on? But I haven't dared tip my toes
Do
into
you know why?
1v1s again.
Genuinely, I'm
twos.
not trying to like toot my own horn or the Patreon's horn or the referee's horns or the various players' horns. I mean, I'm talking about men with horns here, but the Master League is making the community feel alive again.
Yeah, I
It
think
really
you're
does. It comes from the top,
subconsciously
mate.
propagandaing the hell out of everything. I mean, I've even seen CoH comments, and now like I was watching the Denmark army against Germany. You know that 6-hour war they had back in the day, and somebody was even mentioning CoH back there, and you've inspired some new people to start it up. I've seen in the comments.
It's a
So
team effort.
yeah,
Team
I
effort,
think
my friend.
you know, subconsciously or via osmosis or however knows, I think the CoH bug is still going strong.
A bigger
For
player
such an
pool
old
than
game.
any time, bigger consistent player pool than any time in its life cycle, and it's 7 years in, so it's crazy. Guys, we're heading into a deciding ace game. Ed's going to keep you busy. We've got 1 minute of delay to go. I'm going to have to. My girlfriend's going on a night shift, and I'm going to go say goodbye to her. We'll be right back with you as Ed's face talks to you via the medium of the internet.
Yeah, fun fact, folks. We were going for the look in that picture, scary as it is. I've seen some comments in chat. It was from an episode of Simpsons where Mr. Burns goes mental and tells all his team, well, one player, sorry, in particular, to get rid of his sideburns. And just doesn't understand this player. He's like shaves off his whole head. So we did like I had a full beard, so we shaved off all the sideburns, and that was the result. And Amy took a pic, so there you go. But yeah, way too hot here to cast and show webcam and all that nerdy stuff. So just a joyous little profile pic instead for you. Teddy McFluff buying into the narcissism gaming feels good, man. Not a man alive can beat him in a 2v2 game against Stuffman. Yes, behold. I'm like the Mona Lisa. No matter where you move in your room, boys and girls, be watching. How old were I? Ooh, good question, my lord. Jesus, this was probably back. I'd say about 24. Pineapple, da fruit man. 2 weeks old. Yeah, I wish these. I look like Private Pile from Full Metal Jacket at the moment. My housemate shaved all my hair off. Got like one blade of tuft of hair on top of my head. Feels good, man. And yeah, no hair, no problem.
Okay. Right then.
You remember the episode? Good lad, Buffy. I'm still not sure what he meant with sideburns. Exactly. I don't care, man. Get rid of them. Actually, Matt, do you remember how Mr. Burns used to answer the phone in The Simpsons?
Hang on, let me think.
What words?
Oh,
he used?
ahoy, ahoy!
Ahoy, ahoy. Yeah. Oh, low-key wanted to do that all the time at work, but yeah, never had the balls to do it. Why is there a picture of a Studley porn star? I wish, Rosburn. I wish. But yeah, looking forward to this
Ready for
ace game decider as we get back to something a bit co-related. And thank you everyone for coming in and being a part of it with us.
I love the positivity. And we're going to check the Patreon, see if we've had any new patrons that will decide whether we get a Mannliebner's Weimar startup. And we will get a Mannliebner's Weimar intro because we've had one new patron. His name is Dragon Whitram for $5. First one in a while, and we do appreciate every single one all the same. He's now got voting rights. He can vote on the tournament formats that we're going to see in the next tournaments. Big boy stuff, and he gets the right to do that on the Discord thanks to his pledge. So let's go in with Mannliebner's Weimar, intentionally cringeworthy if you don't enjoy it, but an artistic masterpiece if you do enjoy it. So tell me if you enjoy it or not, and then I'll change what my intention was based on that. So here we go. Mannliebner's Weimar. Mannliebner's Weimar. Mannliebner's Weimar. Mannliebner's Weimar. Mannliebner's Weimar. Mannliebner's Weimar. Mannliebner's. Hello there, and welcome to a deciding ace game between the two greatest Company of Heroes players in the series history from 2006 to 2020. That is not hyperbole. There's literally tournament records that prove that unequivocally. Lovenest in the south playing as the United States Forces, just like he did to Helping Hands in 2017 of the semi-finals of Grand Championship Series 1, a tournament he won against, in the final, the player in the north, Ed 80 Hertz. Who is he?
Insane in the membrane, DevM, locked in already. Smashed that Ostrepen button before I could even see his other choices map. He's got his austere boys. Will we see an artillery field officer? Massive Easter egg of this game that we never seem to see. But no, instead, it's probably going to be 3 Ostrepens and early P-Grens for DevM.
It is indeed. He's going to be going for the jugular, but he's up against a harsher fighting force in the United States Forces. Lovenest can go toe-to-toe with Ostrupen and send him home. And he has capping prowess as well with a lieutenant that will come on the field and keep up that capping. Lovenest, of course, joins Nagano in going USF on Crossroads South as recently. Nagano went USF against Lovenest in the World Championship 2019. Grand Finals. Ed, I know a lot about these dweebs playing this competitive computer game on the internet, and I count myself amongst them.
I'm impressed you know the years, the date. We're like, what the hell,
I
man?
literally have a spreadsheet.
What were you doing this day where Armstrong won 2-1 against?
I'm trying to make. I'm trying to be
never
professional. I'll just be unprofessional for a moment. I was masturbating quiet. No, I can't say that. I'm a huge Armstrong fan, though. I'm a huge Armstrong fan. So, allow me that moment of crass. What's the word, Ed, when you're vulgar? That's it, vulgarity. There we go.
Low blow, man, low blow. Still crying myself to sleep over that one. But yeah, here we go with the early cap of the fuel from Lovenest on the left-hand side. Did not bother with the south, it seems. Just sent the rear echelons for mere paid actor support play there. And Ostrepen holding down the south.
But I thought you'd be excited about the WC51 straight into the M2 machine gun pintle mount.
Yeah,
This is fighting DevM at DevM's own game, the originator of USF Jeep play off the chain in a final tournament mega game, at least.
Bit of Tootsie potential, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the bold pick from Lovenest here. He went USF against a USF main, really, so I don't know. I much prefer Lovenest on Soviets, but let's see what he can do with the Fast and Furious.
Psychology, though, isn't it? Lovenest is throwing a curveball, quite literally, at DevM's face. Well, not literally, they're playing a computer game, but quite metaphorically at DevM's face right now. And Let's see how he reacts. The Osttrooper are again protecting the MG just like they did against Asia Mince when DevM sent him home packing. He didn't even turn up for the game against Kimbo. And it was all about this Osttrooper protecting the MG42 and the viciousness with which DevM wielded it.
But to be fair, Matt, would you want to play Kimbo at 3 a.m. in the morning after that?
Not after
grueling
get the
2
manhandling
games?
from DevM,
Yeah.
exactly. If you were winning in the upper bracket, I'd say yes. But if you'd just been brutalised, I'd say absolutely not. Kimbo's not a player you want to play at that in that situation. WC51 on 2 kills already. It's watching the Osttrooper in the garrison with great interest. And we do actually see a rare west-east split on Crossroads.
Yeah, I quite like this decision from Loveness. It's gone ham on the left-hand side, and he's still able to go and pressure the fuel a bit, but the MG42 is highly mobile from DevM. It's not like a mid-tier gamer.
There he
where
goes
it sits
forward and
still
look for the
rest of game.
Panzerfaust. He is going to go forward and look for the Panzerfaust. He gets it from behind the bushes, punishing the WC51, but he's only 2 men, and he can't pursue. But I know what can. It's the 500 Spy-on-Svanstig scout car.
But look at this, Matt. USF jumping out the truck already. Can fixie on the move. Ooh, I don't think he quite sees it. Now he does with the Osttrooper.
He does now.
But they don't. They couldn't hit the backside of a barn, so they don't take out any of the squad members. 2 to 2.
Oh, he trades in with the hot tag. And they jump out the WC51 because he knows it's done for. We temporarily saw a main gun destroyed, which apparently is possible, but only on a disembarked vehicle. Interesting.
So the old
Osttrooper.
abandoned Sturm Tigers could get plenty of
Yeah, that's true. I didn't
barrels.
consider this, you know.
Interesting.
Osttrooper punished quite severely, as was the MG42, but the 222 is sitting proud. And I tell the chat, Ed, just how good was DevM's 222 versus Asiament?
Yeah, off the chain, and especially utilize the map, the Amelie Fields, to full potential in that game. To beat Asia Mint on any map is doing well, but yeah, DevM just light vehicle, man. It should be his middle name.
Like a
Utilized
bat.
it very well.
Like a bat with echolocation, he retreats immediately into the darkness there, but the rear echelons were late to flutter away. He's trying to feign that he's close to 1 pip of veterancy, but he wasn't. He loses the rear echelons with his fakie. DevM holds firm. He does not but take the bait. The bait there was that he was very close to veterancy 1 and the rifleman was not. It only had 60% of his experience wheel. DevM did not buy it, and he punishes Loveness manpower economy with...
And those riflemen couldn't tolerate it as well. I think Manic Street Peaches are driving that 2 to 2. Nearly get another squad, but yeah, rear echelons down, Matt. That's less repair time. Not too critical for USF. They can jump out and fix themselves, but all about these timing windows. And 2 to 2 used to full force and effectiveness here from DevM. Well played.
People in chat, of course, pointing out the fact that DevM blocked him there. Absolutely. It was more than... There's so many things happening in that you could pause it and watch it in quarter speed. Not just the psychology that I pointed out, but also the mechanics of what was pulled off. As the Stuart is now on the field, the 2 to 2's days are numbered. We don't even have to hype this up. It's dead.
But also, it's seen as a bit of a... You know,
What a shot against the Panzer Grenadiers head. Sorry to interrupt. That was a big one.
it's fine.
Couldn't follow up.
The Stuart, you never know when it's going to bring out one of those sniping shots and suddenly multiple models drop and you're like, huh? But yeah, P-Guns just get away from that one. No veterancy yet, really, from DevM squads, though. Just 1 vet rifleman, but losing the 2 to 2, man. So early as well. Let's game back on for Love Nest.
Well, sorry, I just brought up the stats momentarily. It does go to half speed when I bring this up. I want to check out our army value, and yeah, Love Nest is in the lead quite authoritatively.
Yeah. And always been a good trade of his is just the VP control as well. Never lets the VPs get overwhelmingly in a bad situation. Because it's a lot harder, but when you're chasing a game, there's so many more unforced errors that come about, or desperation to cap VPs. Really is an unsung hero of the capture points in 1v1.
Manpower may be king, but victory points are key to victory. You may win the battle with manpower, but you win the war with victory points, that's for certain, as the Pack 40 rolls onto the field.
Have you seen these? Oh, they've just stopped now. But the Flamer Pyros were going ham on some squirrels in that fence. God bless their souls. I wish you got veterancy just by actually firing the flamethrower. It's weird how it only counts if you hit anything.
Panzer Grenadiers come into position with a big bundle nade. They throw it, and Loveness gets a hasty retreat. He gets caught up on a cadaver, but is able
Bit
to
obvious
survive.
there from DevM. Could have held that in a bit more and used the munis elsewhere, but just in case Loveness went totally brain AFK with 2 squads, may as well throw it, I guess. Pack 40 in trouble at the top near the base exit.
Well caught, Ed.
Just gets away. Their models fall like papers. Origami factory workers fold under
Bundle
pressure.
nade on
Usually
retreat of these rifles, perhaps. They've threatened it. The abilities went opaque for a second, but they did cancel. As we see a Faust come in from the Ostrup, and we do have veterancy on the MG42, but Loveness wisely drives in the other direction, but it has turned around now. Loveness going to drive forward with a damaged engine. Meanwhile, the Panzerfaust is 4 seconds away for the Ostrup.
Yep. Pack 40 charging down the highway as well, all the way to the Stewart, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time.
Incendiary round kill possibly here. 15 munitions perhaps. Here it comes. Might not need it.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do it with the pack, but he could do it with another Faust. Weapon crew are going to go try and take out this Ostrup.
Go
wisely.
mighty weapon crew. Oh, here it comes. Faust number 3.
No,
Fausty model dies. And the second model dies. They both die with a armored fist in their hands.
Rage M?
Oh my lord. That
You gotta
is
be
Company of
slamming some
Heroes in a
keyboards
nutshell.
around after that one.
To be honest, these guys would not have won the tournaments they've won if they were the kind of player that would slam their fist on the table. I think you and I would do that, Ed. I think these guys think, okay.
I just think of what apt song for that moment. Out of reach.
That's a good one.
I don't even know who sang that, but it was.
Oh my lord. Barred up rifles all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
what a retreat
Take
path.
out the MG42. And now we've got a soft retreat. The Panzer Grenadiers are having to double up with the Pioneers and the Ostrup, and they're trying to put pressure on the Riflemen, who are going to cap this MG42. Don't forget, there's the possibility of a bundle nade, so Loveness is trying to hold firm, but the bundle nade's been tossed early, and DevM is now without the implement of destruction he sorely needs.
DevM taking a long time to retreat. Could lose an Ostrup. Nope.
Oh, he gets the
it's
kill
gonna-
there on the rifles.
Loveness
1 bar
loses
for the
the
rifle,
rifle, yeah.
1 bar for the Panzer Grenadiers.
B-Grand with bar. Or it could be GG now. Just that thing alone.
It is pretty feisty, I tell you.
The morale of Loveness. Lost an unnecessary rifle there. It's a rare mistake from him. Bit too
It
ballsy.
is. He
But
got-
you
he
can
got
see both
cocky
of them
there.
going for it. Yeah, both. It was like a chicken with your squads, and
They're playing
DevM.
high-risk profile game here, Ed. This is poker that isn't going to last the night. This is going to be over by 10 o'clock. And we're going to have new chips on the table because these guys are throwing it all out there. We're seeing very risky plays from both players. And that's what I spoke about in Game 2, or the replay of Game 2, rather, is there is, I swear, there is a spiciness. This is not fake drama. These guys are nemesis.
Can we get midweek games more often? It seems really good. Like both players are just on point. Maybe they're a bit too tired on the weekends. You know, they've had so many games before. So this is fresh nest, and they're just flying out the traps. And both games have been so topsy-turvy. It's been great viewing.
Yeah, it's got that rawness to it. I don't think either player's had time to fully warm up either. It's like that strange sweet spot where they know exactly what they need to do, but they're not listening to reason at times. And
Meanwhile, on the left, sorry
Yeah.
to butt in, but
No, it's
rear
fine, it's
echelons nearly
dead.
die. They had
It's
to finish
dead,
touching
mate.
the wire. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a feature about CoH. If you start cutting wire, you have to finish the animation before you can retreat or anything else. So they just got mown down by that barred up. Vet 2 P-Gren now. 15 kills already, Matt.
at 80 hertz, hype in the chat, everybody, for that elite game knowledge that he's giving us all.
He's so sad he even knows that.
Captain comes in. He does have close quarter combat capabilities, but the market stall, saved their life. Meanwhile, Ostrup are now in peril. Stewart does not get a shot in on retreat, however. Neither do the Vetsu barred up rifles. Pack 40's now an issue.
Yep, and no BAR on Loveness's captain. Could have been the difference there, but still decreased the pack gun. Easily recruit. I don't know where DevM's going with his pioneers. That's a one-way trip, I think. But he focuses the pack gun again. Won't be able to hard kill the crew though.
No. He won't, but he can take advantage of the Stuart being uncountered right now. Pioneers... Ah, there you go. The Terminator Panzer Grenadiers take out the captain. But the Pioneers now in a bad state. However, the Pack 40's been recruited. DevM there misplayed Ed. He took his Terminator Panzer Grenadiers, took them west, and the MG42. He left himself vulnerable in that weak underbelly. And I'm not talking about Italy over here. I'm talking about the centre of the map. And Loveness, like a shark smelling blood, he went straight in.
He did get the captain though. So
you know, right?
No, it's not too bad. And double MG flinging around for DevM. He's really feeling the pressure of all these squads. Loveness insta rebuys the captain. Shame he can't supervise himself and come out quicker. But Vet 3 pyres for DevM. This is good work. I just feel he didn't take a leaf out of Loveness's book and go 5-man Grens, and I think this is what's keeping DevM behind, I think, in this game.
It is. No super heavy late game potential either. He is now locked in with his MG meta, his Pack 40 soon to be joined by a second Pack 40, I can guarantee you that much. And the MVPs of the show, the 16 kill Panzer Grenadiers with a Browning automatic rifle. Ed, he needs to keep those bad boys alive at all costs.
Yep. Doesn't shift Q after laying a telemine though. Big no-no. I always try and warn my teammates. Always shift Q, move your pioneers after laying a mine. Faust goes in on the Stuart, and pioneers running back to get this tier 3 up for DevM Matt. Wow. We'll probably see
the
some
Pack 40
again.
misses a long-range shot. And the Lieutenant finds him with huge potential. It is negative cover there, don't forget. And he was able to get around the back of the weapon shield. Let's look at the tap map. What has he got close to it to recrew the weapon there? Will Loveness sense the danger that DevM is in?
He's just got the MG though to cover, which as soon as he gets some suppression off, the squad will have to retreat. Or won't be able to capture at least. So good work here from DevM. The old pendulum effect coming back in, and he's sweeping over now with some more stupid to go get that pack gun, but leaving his support crews very exposed this game, especially the pack. I think it's been decrewed 3 or 4 times now this game.
He has. Definitely 4 if it wasn't 3.
one.
Or possibly 5 if it wasn't 4. Now the Ostroupen annihilated, and the Pack 40 is going to fall into American hands. They use gangster tactics, they certainly do.
You can hardly call it a mistake, but a slight misplay there from Devon. He pushed up with the MG rather than coming back, so he couldn't cover that blind corner, and the Lieutenant just came around and made mincemeat of the Ostroupen on the tree.
Panzer
Great play
4
there
comes
from Loveness.
Panzer 4 without the Ostroupen to protect it, without the Pack 40 to protect it. It's going to be a lone shooter.
Double AT gun now for Loveness. He's in that sweet spot. A lot of AT ready for this Panzer 4. But the telemine is still up for DevM. So you're never truly out of it as Oster with a telemine and a dream.
We're losing a capture point.
13 infantry kills and 1 vehicle kill on that Stuart Veterancy 2. Half the way to Veterancy 3.
Yeah, Loveness is just coming to his own now, hitting that mid-game with 16 minutes. So here's the mediums. The Panzergren's still in trouble. So take out a weapon crew.
20 kills now.
They were just from the WC-51 though, so acceptable losses, one could say.
Yes, just about. I wouldn't say that to their family. The Panzer 4 is going to run into 2 AT guns here. This could be terrible. Misses with its follow-up as well. Oh! There's that armor-piercing round for you.
Yeah. When he gets Vet 1 as well, he can do the take aim, and that combo, Matt, it does cost 60 munitions, but he can do some serious work to mediums.
Talking of combos, we have the M4A3 76mm variant. Sherman coming onto the field.
I thought what he was saving for, yeah, Matt, because I thought, he hasn't got normal Sherman, so he does believe in the old 76s. They do cost a lot more manpower, but 125 fuel isn't too bad. Pretty much 5 more fuel than the P4, but can fire way better on the move. Bit better pen. Might be worth it.
I'm going to say something controversial here.
Yeah.
Wait for DevM. Wait for DevM to really throw a spanner in Loveness Works right now. It's possibly, you're going to cringe when I say it, possibly back-tech to Sniper. This is an elite tournament level play. DevM using a sniper ain't the same as any of us in chat using a sniper. So if he gets a sniper out against a 76mm Sherman, which isn't as much of a risk, and is able to use his 2 MGs to protect it, maybe get some tellers down as well, he could actually forge a path back into this game in a big way with a sniper.
What if Nagano's in chat, man? But yeah, I know, I take your point, and it is definitely a viable choice, but I think he needs Ostrupen badly. He only has 1 squad out, and even that is half HP. I think DevM first will have to get his baseline infantry sorted out, but then yeah, maybe Sniper could be a sneaky little player.
Yeah, he'd have to get some. He'd have to get a pack 40 probably first. Ostrupen in peril. Oh, that 76mm doesn't quite have the killing capabilities to finish the job, does it? No, it does not.
He's got 1 pack 40, and that's a damage engine. King Stuart is sitting in the... Oh, the extremities of its range does connect. What a shot from the pack 40. Did miss earlier, but he's making up for it. Here's the crew, and the P4 goes down to half HP. Luckily, no snare around for Loveness in
40 pushes forward with the Vet 3 Panzer Grenadiers. However, they eat a huge shot to the 76, now finding its range. Pops smoke to protect itself. There's a telemine there, by the way, on the crossroad.
Yep, still hasn't been popped. There's no sweepers up for Loveness. But I do love this remake of the crossroad, so that there's not like this massive Mount Olympus on the southeast side. Matt, if you see it's all flat.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And it just makes such a difference there. The pack would have missed if that was the old map, but
look at the pack as well. The M1 rather is going through the bushes, and
yeah, sneaky flank with a pack there on the,
and that was added to crossroads as well, and all of it adds to the map's traversability for the south player, and makes it a lot fairer for certain. It is the most balanced map in 1 versus 1 history. And that is not hyperbole, that is just hard mathematical fact. You know,
glorious map, but also it's very punishing, and DevM, a lot of well, you see the 57 munitions and 32 fuel for Loveness. Once you get a lead on this map, it is big. And DevM needs to crawl back into this game. Got enough P4, and then he can start flushing out his infantry. Perhaps go for that cheeky sniper you mentioned earlier.
That was just an idea. I was doing a bit of lateral thinking. It's not going to happen, probably. But oh, by the way, Pioneers are in a very, very weakened house here. 1 shot in, possibly more to follow. He gets out of there early though.
The APM bleed though of a sniper could be hell against trying to play this composition against Loveness. Vet 3 Stuart is basically a sniper for USF now.
It certainly is. We've got a Vet 2 MG in peril. We also have the Major doing a recon right now. Let's see what he can see.
And another crucial change map for Loveness's version of USF. He has gone for all the bars on his squads, as opposed to DevM, who opted for the pineapple grenades plenty last game.
Yeah, wasn't sure about that. I think Deva made a few teching decisions that weren't that were subject to criticism, let's say.
Even the early Jackson rather than HE Sherman's, like multiple Shermans, you could argue. He just lost the... Once the foot came off the gas, it just allowed Loveness to creep back in last game, but you just know Loveness isn't that way inclined. His playstyle and everything's far more composed, and he gets better as time goes on throughout the game, I feel.
He is. His endurance game is a lot stronger than DevM's, that's for certain. DevM is an early game beast, but Loveness is a long game Leviathan.
By 10 minutes you've got a chance, but he's very good in the first 10 minutes.
A lot of the Vico players are like that, actually.
Well, just so much can be taken.
Oh, he's decrewed this M1, by the way, and he's taken that out, so he's equalising the game slightly there.
Nice work. Double P4 backed up by Vet 1 pack 40 now with the extra ability with target weak point. Can come in big. Only 180 gun now for Loveness, so back in this, Devon. He's back in this. I think it's going to be a second Sherman, though, did I see? There's so many tank crews out. Yeah, there's 2 Sherman 76s for Loveness, though, Matt.
Oh,
who's your
yeah,
money
yeah.
on? 76s or
Point is
P4s?
under attack.
Oh, 76s definitely, but not if the Axis player plays them right and, of course, sticks behind a pack wall. So I'd be hoping for another pack if he's up against 76s. Or a Stug would have been interesting, but 76s, if they flank the Stug, they're going to F it up, aren't they? So I think Devon is a little bit countered here, I would say. I mean,
For the Imperial Dane mains in chat, yeah, we might still see a Stug yet. I'd like
what's
to see
this
an
from
Ostland
Lovenets
personally, but-
by Scott? It is indeed the Howitzer motor carriage.
Oh, pick up there. Just wants to snipe these models. There's only like we've been
Oh, here
saying,
we
there's
go.
only-
We've got Sver Gustav from a railway near UTM. And Loveness has not reacted very quickly at all. First shell. Doesn't do anything. What the hell was that hype casting for?
Well, Pack 40 gets wiped, loses his veterancy. A P4 in the meanwhile went down. I think that's for far more
Oh, dear.
pain for DevM, and yeah, he's going to have to rebuild the Empire.
So
Portugal
Loveness
did
just
have
held
one at
strong
one
and
point.
snipes him there, I guess. Damn it. But damn him, that is. As the 76 goes forward and the Panzer IV reverses, Loveness is going in now. He senses blood. He's got a strategic victory and he plans to hold it, taking out the second Panzer IV. He does get a damaged engine, but it doesn't mean anything as Loveness is parading around the north of the map.
And it looks like we're going to see that horrible scenario where DevM thought he'd progressed in this tournament and got hauled back, and now Loveness could steal his spot, Matt. Right on
Well, steal his spot in the upper bracket. Of course, there is the... he's just going to lose a life as DevM at this rate. He's going to lose a life and find himself versus Quiritz in the lower bracket on Saturday at 1 PM BST. So close, but oh so
Tactical
far.
throw. Does DevM know something we don't against Quiritz? Who knows?
Quiritz
But,
looks
you
damn strong,
definitely
I
wanna-
tell you. I did an interview with him today. He's a beast of a player. He was unknown quantity, and he's been very good in this tournament. So, of course, what referees do well, which is do an analysis of his games just to check nothing untoward. And all we spotted was he's a fantastic player, Quiritz is. Real strong fundamentals.
Yeah, it was a great interview, Matt. I actually listened to it earlier and instantly loaded up the tutorial afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I get the comments you're referring to. Very good. Nice reference, bro.
Can never do too much the old tutorial, but folks. But yeah, a lot of veterancy on DevM's units. If you could just keep his damn armor alive, it sounds like berating my own kind of trash armor play. But this has really been 2 very bad, costly errors with his
Yeah.
P4s.
It's a nice army if you look at just the top bar.
Yeah.
But then he's kind of missing
Yeah,
this
top bar is probably
second
winning,
bar.
but, yeah.
Why doesn't my barbecue look like that? Indeed.
But did you know Combined Arms works with an ambulance? When
Oh,
will we ever
really?
see it in competitive play? An ambo charging forward with a load of bar-toting riflemen just getting that extra
Finally
buff.
see that glorious mirror match 2v2. By the way, this Tal's still not been triggered. I'm triggered by that. All the time.
He's saving it for the Scott. Hopefully. I think that's an old one-shot for the Scott as well.
Should pack 40s get a double salvo. Scott with a parting blow against Panzer Grenadiers and the attack round misses. Scott with full
Good
mobility.
I like that though. He's still going for those attack rounds, man. It's about 1 in 3 chance when you don't have vision, so
Carrier tank.
worth it there for
He's
Devon.
gone for, that's right, a third Scott now. This is going to be indirect fire mayhem for DevM's forces. Is that right, or is it Stuart? No, it's second Scott and 1 Stuart, my bad.
Yeah, the little stubby. It's like those little French beers, you know? As opposed to the Stewart's
I am
ones.
terrible. I'd be a terrible tank
like a
hunter.
duck.
You know, they have to recognise the tank profiles from like a mile away. I can't recognise them from 10 inches away.
Till it's crushing your bones.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
think it's a tiger.
You did the sound effect from Red Alert there.
Oh, the old squishy. But
That's-
the best thing I like about this game is that there's some random abilities out there, Matt, that no one ever uses. And one of them's for the Soviets with an ISU 152 commander.
Okay.
And you've reminded me, the infantry can use their, I don't know, tank profiling abilities and basically spot all the armor or hear all the armor on the minimap and reveal them all. It's a real underused ability in the game. But we won't be seeing any of that here in the 1v1.
Oh,
Sweat
Pat
fest,
Forties
that
with the good
is.
shots against the Scott, but they go harmlessly behind now, so they're going to return fire, no doubt.
Capture points.
Devem's still in this just about, but he has no victory points to shout about right now.
And he's got no munitions either, control of his own muni point for a long old time. Such has been the great cutoff play from Loveness. And these double 76s are starting to increase their fire rate with the vet, so only going to be harder for Devem. Needs to bring in the old Dangerous, surely. The A-team.
Could be an option. Certainly what. Oh, there you go. There's an option. Take out the garrison and a full squad within.
Oh, the weakest link. Goodbye. That was rough. It looked like the house had quite a lot of HP left, but nope. P4 says otherwise. There was crucially no pioneers alive for Devem, so
Oh dear, oh dear.
questionable. Yeah.
Ostrupen in peril against this barred up rifle. All kinds of problems dispatching him right now. The Panzer IV has 5 kills, not that many to be honest. Oh, there's another one for you, just as we say it.
And either luck or by judgment, this T70, this Steward is still alive, Matt. Vet 3, and we saw Devem's reach Vet 3, but it soon went down to a teller once reaching it, whereas Loveness still got it alive, never hit a teller, never even had to get a sweep at this game. Yep, it's just been...
Yeah, at least Devem's been able to keep this Teller alive.
Yeah, where's the Jackson to sweep the teller, man?
The Scott
Yeah,
blinking harmlessly away from the Panzer IV. The Panzer Grenadiers are getting annihilated from far range, and Devem did lose that northern victory point. He's now slipped down to double-digit victory points. His army has stabilised somewhat. He's up to 64 population cap right now, and he needs all of his units acting in unison. But the key to his army is a double pack combination. He's up against 2 Scots.
I think a Stug would be a good call from you, Matt. Like, he just needs that fire rate and that ability to push in with mobile and to tank. Pgren's still running amok though with this barred up Vet 3 squad now. Gonna try and take on a Vet 3 lieutenant though. And the triple cap hype is real, Matt.
Oh, Scots on retreat
Keep
perhaps. Oh no, not quite.
But the
60.
range and the fire arc of that Scot, look at it, on the move as well. 5 kills already. Intriguing choice by Loveness, but very good strategic one. Bleeding this I always find Ostrip such a glass cannon of a doctrine in the early game. Great, but late game, nada.
Pioneers are throwing their lives on the line for the Reich, and they're dying for it as the Scot hunts them down on retreat. Pack 40 repositions as the Panzer Grenadiers don't cap the northern victory points, they jump back inside it.
And just look how survivable those Scots are. They have a mobile smoke barrage, they get a concealing smoke canister at Vet 1, and they take 3 shots to kill. So really sneaky choice here from them. A bit of 2v2
It is,
build.
but there's the Panzer IV helping the pack take him out. Meanwhile, we've got Vet 3 Panzer Grenadiers coming in from the south. Devem fielding his full force, but as is Loveness as the 76s go in. We've got combined arms called down for Loveness, a rare ability, but using it to great effect as his units mop up the pack, and the Panzer IV is taken out. Pack 14 now obliterated as Devem's forces are smashed against Crossroads.
World War II in colour. No, even the MG42 is not safe in this little, the last bastion of defense for Devem, but this looks like it's game over. Insert new coin to play in the lower brackets. Down goes the MG42. Out comes the hero Stuck soon, but it's too little, too late. Well played, Loveness.
We are back live. If you're asking what combined arms does, I know it does something. And the tooltip in game says nearby infantry and vehicles coordinate to improve the effectiveness of one another. Thanks, Relic. But what a push from Loveness, finishing his foe off once and for all. And I have to say, this guy is a very worthy winner of this best of 3 series. Winning 2-2. No, I'm joking. Winning 2-1. If you want to read about why the original game 2 was written off the slate, exclamation mark replay, Dev M of course has to go down to the lower bracket to face Quiritz after today's actions, which do count. No bugs involved. Just fantastic CoH gameplay with a fair victor emerging, and that man is Loveness to face Nagano in a best of 3 confrontation on Saturday in the upper bracket. So fantastic battle.
Yeah, I think Quiris will be licking his lips for the match against Dev M. I think it would be one he could fancy. Especially sounded very confident in the interview.
Did
Recommend everyone to check that out on YouTube if they haven't. And yeah, thanks again, Matt, for putting on a midweek show this time. Bit of a rarity, but coped with it all good. And thanks to the referees as well for making this even happen due to the fair, honest work of the players as well. In Dev M, you got to say, fair play to him. He took it on the chin and came into this game and gave it his all. But Loveness just had that poise and momentum, it seemed, carried on from the first game straight into the second. Very good. Very GG's. And yeah, well played all around.
people in chat liking it being a middle of the week game? I tell you what, it was brutal for me. After a full day at work, I'm like casting zombie over here, but it was still very enjoyable. And yeah, it was a good laugh.
Ragnar can take a sigh of relief now. It's over. He can get back to his busy schedule of weep ship grinding. But yeah, I think they're definitely fun games. Game 1 was all over the place.
It was
Game 2 was a bit more of
fantastic.
a stomp, but yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for coming in.
You say stomp. I mean, it was still a good game by most people's standards. I think relative to game 1, I would say so. But Dev M had his moments in game 2. Even it was still a pretty damn good game for both of them. And yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Big shout outs to Ragnar Hammerbane and Slorge, big contributors, of course, to the Master League itself. They're the guys I can see on screen right now. I'm sure there's more of you in the chat. And I'm sure we've got a lot of viewers right now. Let's just have a check on the old Twitch screen. As we see that on a mid-game, we got 450 odd viewers. So that's really good work, guys. Thanks for tuning in on late notice. And I think Ed and I deserve a nice reprieve up until Saturday now. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, I'm just going to have a beer, Netflix and chill. And go to the park tomorrow, see some old friends. And yeah, look forward to the weekend. I can't believe Dev M has got to, battle it out now in the lower bracket after doing so well on the weekend. But justice always, the truth always outs in the end, as I was told by my dad. And yeah, I think Loveness proved himself worthy there of the upper bracket position. And yeah, look forward to the games to soon, Matt.
Certainly so. And we're just checking out the brackets right now as we give it a little update, shall we? Because I did say to the referees that done a great work voting on this and everything, but don't worry, I can pretty much handle. These guys can handle themselves. They played enough tournaments, so we're just updating that now as Loveness takes the series 2-1, finds himself in the upper final against Nagano. Dev M is in the lower semi-final against Quiritz, and then he'll be up against the winner of Kimbo versus Seeking, and then the loser of Loveness Nagano. Importantly, on Saturday, there's a half an hour break between each series, so the players, in theory, should be very, very fresh coming into each match. They usually only get a 10-minute break, so we've tripled the breaks between each series. So although it's a big advantage to have your life remaining, it's not as bad as it would have been otherwise, because we have spread out the breaks. And we've done that also mostly because we're going to have player cameras for the very first time. We'll be able to guarantee you the players are who they say they are. They're not using map hacks. If they get a bug splat, we'll be seeing it in real time. We'll be like, replay. If it's their first bug splat of the match or whatever, they'll get a replay. And a bunch of other good stuff that having the referee on camera will help. So we've got that for the very first time this weekend. And Ed and I are going to be bringing you some of the great matches. We've also got Ed, caster from New Zealand
Oh yeah.
joining us. A new guy named I don't know his name, but he's a new guy to the scene. He's from New Zealand. He's bald, and he's a fantastic caster. He also made the transition for the Master League, which is the thing.
Is it loose string?
It could be something not noose.
Loose string, I've heard. Maybe. I don't
Something
know.
like that. It's from Hobbiton anyway.
Look forward to it. So we've got a double cast for both the brackets. That's ace. Should be
And
good.
I'll give my good friend Ed 80 Hertz will get the opportunity to decide which series we cast on Saturday because
God.
he's done a good job of working.
The Major League Baseball
Joffrey.
series, please.
So it's Kimbo Seeking or Quirit's Devem. Where would you gravitate towards there, Ed?
I'd like to see this Quirit's play.
Oh really?
See if he can back up his tutorial talk. Yeah,
I'm
it is.
liking that. Fair
I
enough. So
think,
we'll keep
yeah.
with Devem and Quirit's, and that's the match we'll cast on Saturday. Tightrope will be casting Kimbo Seeking, and then I'm sure we'll be going over to Love Nest Nagano, or possibly the winner of Devem Quirit's and the winner of Kimbo Seeking. So that you can go. All these guys, by the way, are in the money now, as well as Alpern and Coz. You get $20 each.
Lad Alpon.
He's earned it though. He's earned every cent of that $20, and then you got $40 each for whoever's going to lose, and then it goes up very quickly. Ed, it's crazy the economies of tournament prize pool orientation, isn't it?
I know all these regular finalists though are always going for that 1K $100 though.
Yeah. Nobody hasn't got their eyes
best
set
is
on
no
it.
good for them. They just want that knowing, right, I won the Masters League outright through double elimination system. It's pretty, after this it'll be pretty conclusive who the best player at the moment in Code 2 is in 1v1.
Certainly, and thank you again, everybody, for watching. Big up the patrons, big up the referees, and thanks to Ed and everybody else that's also cast as well. Cheers, guys, and have a lovely rest of your week. See you on Saturday.
Bye-bye.